Excuse me. So I wanted to record this really quickly. I kind of have this inspiration to record this tonight. Something in my spirit, I don't know why I feel like something of my spirit feels like me. It's very strange, but it feels right. I had so much of a brain fog today at the unjob because I was thinking constantly, I'm 22 years late. 22 years late. And I could say more, but certain things how you don't want to be sharing on the internet because you don't know you want to keep who you are protected, aspects of who you are protected. Other aspects I think it's okay to be open about. The things I'm worked through counseling, which I have in a couple of days. I'm so excited. I really look forward to that every single week. I only have a certain amount of free sessions, but my friend in Georgia connected me with this resource. I don't even think you understand how valuable. I don't know how I made that 4 syllables, but you know. But okay. All right, so basically brain fog. But in the quantum, as has been mentioned, I won't say who, time doesn't necessarily exist you know, in the traditional sense. Once you connect, time can be made up. So I have to kind of hold on to that. I have to figure out how to be honest about what my history has been. So, memory. 3 years old, Atlanta-Fulton Public Library. My mom would bring me in the stroller. I don't know either the stroller or by hand, but I was 3 or 4. I don't know. So I probably wasn't in the stroller by 4 if I was 4. But anyway, I remember just really loving visiting the library and going downstairs into the children's section and finding books that fit my interests. And I really appreciate my mom for this, for like cultivating my natural sense of wonder, as any parent should do, should cultivate their child's natural sense of wonder and encourage that. And yeah, and I've always loved the library, I think, as a result. Reading is so amazing. And this was the time also with, reading Rainbow. There would be posters that would say read, and it would just be, yeah. So that's a great memory I had with my mom. And she didn't like riding, she didn't like cars. She was afraid of cars and driving. And so we took the bus everywhere. And MARTA, which is the public transportation system in Georgia, um, yeah. And all right, so the next thing is I want to say is calculus. Somebody at the unjob mentioned it. I won't go into too specific of detail, but I had shared in connection to what this person had said how I remember calculus and how I really loved this class, how I got to be in the class even though I was falling asleep in the class almost every day. And obviously, that is a bad thing. And it reminded me of how, in this process, I'm having to process experiences and learn from them and understand what happened. And that's very difficult because I was thinking, oh God, I can never go back to that school. I can't connect to any of the people in this grade and all of this. And yeah, in some sense, because of some of the racial stuff that I now realize is actually quite traumatizing. Um, that's a valid thing to say. And in another sense, I have unfinished business. If I'm 22 years late, what does that mean in the sense of going back to where you left off? Understanding what happened and understanding that perhaps that is not the end for you, for me. Perhaps that's information to decipher. And in this healing process, God willing, you never know if you are healing. I don't know if I'm healing, It's like all is not said and done. rebirth is possible. Okay, so anyway, but still, calculus is pretty amazing. I wish I had done AP calculus, but I had no. If I'm falling asleep in calculus honors, obviously I'm overextended already. I'm not really knowing where I'm going. Like, all of this just kind of happened, fell in this direction for me. So it didn't happen intentionally. It was just kind of a mistake of me being in these classes. Not a mistake, but not intentional in doing it. Okay, so the last thing I want to say is I was reading a piece on Medium, and I still need to like do a video on some like stuff that's happening right now racially, but I have to actually do something first before I actually post the video, make a video, and it won't be like long, it will be kind of short, but it needs to happen because it's important to really stand up and speak up for things that are very, very important to who we are. And for this, what was I saying? This, I had to understand that my experience of my incident of abuse with my father, where not only do I have this pain transference, but I also have to deal with the intellectual transference. I have to deal with the gift and the curse that I have inherited. But I wanted to basically say that that experience actually, I read about girls in Nigeria and in Cameroon, and these are the two countries that my mom is from, um, will have their chest ironed. They will have their breasts ironed because they will be developing, and that will be a fear that men will harm them. So, my experience was that my father harmed me and touching me in that area, on that area. And I think that's very funny in a strange way because that which happened in a suburb of Atlanta mirrors what happens to girls far worse. I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna say, would I rather have my breast ironed or would I rather have an incident of molestation that I can heal from through counseling? There's layers to this, is what I'm saying. And the truth of the fact that things could be worse for me with the heritage that I am carry through my mom's side. So, you know, I have a clitoris. A lot of girls don't. And I'm also kind of putting together, I'm making a list too, and when I see the number of people, I'm not going to give details, but I'm just going to say this list that I started making, when I see the number of people that I notice are bleaching their skin too, of course, I don't know, but I kind of gather just from the look of things. I'm not going to add that person to my list. That's not going to be helpful. I don't know, it just doesn't fit with potential. So that's all I want to say. Let me go ahead, and I'm going to be up kind of late tonight. I have a lot to get done, and it is Friday night, so basically I'm going to use this weekend night to kind of do that and kind of get to sleep on time. Hopefully this weekend is the goal. Okay, thank you. Have a good night, and I can't wait to talk to you again. I'm not that great at this, but this is me being as present as I can be. All right, have a good night. Bye.